What up, y'all? It's Barry the Brick Builder here. Um, I had a $150 sale today, and I almost left $100 on the table last week on this item. So, let's talk about how that happened and just kind of go over some general activity with the store. And I'll just jump right in on the after mentioned topic, the leaving the $100 on the table. This thing's super heavy. So this is a B&K Components AV2500 power amp, and you see that power switch there, I'm guessing. Let me turn it around and especially now that this is sold, I definitely don't want to drop it or mess it up. And you can just see looking at the back, it's pretty high end, gold plated, but that's the important part here. All right, so when I bought this mixed lot of stuff, the lady helped me load it up some, and she was kind of giving me pointers, and that item, she was like, it came out of a multi-million-dollar house, it's heavy as could be, blah, 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 probably worth a lot of money. But I looked it up, I did some research, and it definitely was, but when I first plugged it in and just tried to do that power switch on the front, it didn't turn on. So, I mean, to my knowledge and the way I do reselling, that was a 4-part sale. I mean, it doesn't turn on. I don't know. So, anyways, I had it listed. eBay recommended $99 for 4 parts. Get tons of views on it, but I just wasn't getting any actual action. Finally, somebody offered $60. And at that point, I just started using the ChatGPT, the AI, a little bit. And I just pictured the front, pictured the back, and asked it, what are some common reasons this might not power on? And the first thing they said, the first response was, do you have it powered on in the back as well? Well, no, I don't. And that was that switch I showed. I powered it on in the back, clicked it on the front, turned right on. So that moved eBay's recommended price from $99 to $349. No, $349, I don't know. I could have probably sat on it forever and gotten something close to that. That is absolutely not how I like to play. I like to move through things, not get some number in my head that I'm not going to go below. Anyways, today I got an offer on it. I had it listed at $199. I started it at $349, but I don't know. I kind of like to just tinker with prices, On this lot, my cost per item is so low that I can safely do that. So sold it for $150 today, and I'm stoked. I am less stoked to pack it. It's going to be a pain in the butt. I definitely charged a $10.99 processing fee on it too because of its weight and because it'll probably have to be double boxed. So anyways, that was the dinger sale. And yeah, I'm really glad I didn't sell that for $60. I think that buyer was a bit sour when I told them I was taking down the listing to reevaluate the item once I knew it worked, but hey, that's life. What else did I sell? The Discman that somebody returned sold it the same day that it came back for $7 parts. Crazy. I am officially in the flat iron hair straightener game with this Sea-Doo something or other. Paid $4.99 for this at the thrift store, sold for $19. Those numbers aren't terrific, margin-wise. And I'll tell you, some people will really highly recommend doing free shipping on everything, and I tried that for a minute, because I listed that for $27. I don't do free shipping because it's too hard to factor the shipping in when you're negotiating with people. So $19 plus shipping. I don't actually know what my take is on that, but it's not going to be great. But hey, I'm in the game, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in the hair straightener flat iron game. And shout out to Jake Ryder. His content is terrific, and that's who put me on to selling those things. So right on. Seems like I sold a couple other things, but they're pretty boring. All right. let's look at some listings here. Out of my Percy collection here, you got this gray polo extra large sweater and navy blue V-neck large sweater. I had this polo sweater when I was in my mid-20s. It fit me so perfect, and it was just, yeah, it was like one of my favorite items. And I tried so hard to find another polo sweater just like that, but never did. And I think it's because I got a little bigger. But anyways, I just opened the suitcase, and yeah, those were both in there. There's a few jerseys in there that I haven't got to yet. So now those do get cross-listed to Facebook Marketplace. And I could do Poshmark and some of the others. I haven't started with any of that yet. But Polo is good on Marketplace. I just sold the vintage Polo duffel yesterday for $40 from a Marketplace buyer. Paid $10 for that, so that was a good little lick. And it feels real nice to do a transaction without having to go to the post office, without having to pay anyone. Just handshake, give me the money, peace. This guy is a older Apple USB super drive. I don't know. It was Apple. It was $5.99. It was that silver color, and I did a little bit of research, and the sell-through rate's good on these, but they're old and they're just kind of finicky. I paid $5.99, listed it for $14.99. That's not great math in terms of margin, but hopefully I'll recoup what I put in, and that'll be fine. Stay away from those moving forward. Let's see. Oh, and then somebody gave me this. It was like they got it off Amazon, and it was the wrong size. And I'm not very nuanced on Taylor Swift, but I learned a lot last night, and I haven't got that up yet. I'm still working on it, but I learned a lot last night about listing stuff like that, because that's not Taylor Swift merch. It's like pop culture merch or something like that. So I'm still working on that, but that's just kind of some interesting nuance there with like being super careful with your marketing, your title. And the same thing goes for like some of the building block sets I used to sell. Like, you don't want to use like the Falling Water House Frank Lloyd Wright in your title, period. Like, you can say inspired by or something, but you definitely don't want to be like using those exact words. And the same's true for, pop culture type merchandise that's not like official artist merch. So kind of an interesting little nuance, I suppose. Yeah, other than that, still lots in progress, but the last thing I wanted to just kind of talk about quick is don't mind my Sony stack. So, and really the reason I want to talk about this is actually the Sony SEM301, which is a 4-component system. The only one of these that has a power cord is the amp, and then the cassette deck, the tuner, and the turntable all are powered via the amp, and these like proprietary cords, not like regular RCA type cords or anything. But these were all in different boxes, and that manual was like literally in one of the last boxes or bags I've gone through, and I'm getting pretty down to the end. And then it all made sense, because I was like, whoa, I'm listing this cassette deck. I don't know if it works. There's no power cord. And honestly, I might keep this. I am going to try to remarket it as the SEM301 because it's the complete set. I don't think that will have much... I don't know what word I'm looking for here. I just don't think that that's going to make it more marketable. I think if anything, it would be like the tuner that would sell, or the cassette deck, like one of the components by themselves that failed. But I will try to sell it as a 4-piece. I don't know. I'm going to do research. I don't know if I'll put it on eBay. Shipping that looks like pure... Yeah, that just wouldn't be fun. Other than that, that's about it. So, if you made it this far, thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I'm a bit of I saw my cousin, she was wearing a hat recently that said certified yapper. Well, must run in the family. So if you listen to my yapping here for 10 minutes, thanks so much. Like and subscribe, of course. I don't push for notifications, though. I think that's a bit overboard. Anyways, all right. Barry out.